All right. Well, let's go to the most improved player for next year. Um, who wants? Ross, you want to kick this one off?
Uh, I think it's clear, man, and it's only clear to me because I was a Laker. I'm a Laker fan, and so I used to watch this guy all the time, and he looks night and day to what he's doing now. Brandon Ingram is killing it for the Pelicans, and the fact that he was an All-Star speaks to it because he was nowhere close to even being considered as an All-Star when he played for the Lakers, and he was the number 2 pick in the NBA draft. So I don't know what they're doing different with him because it's not like he wasn't getting the ball in LA. There was no LeBron for the most part while Brandon Ingram was there. And they got him Lonzo, who's a guy who dishes the ball to him just as much as Lonzo's doing it now. But they're doing something different with him, or maybe he's doing something different, but he's killing it. So I don't care who number the other options are. Brandon Ingram is my vote.
Uh, Let me follow with that. I agree. I think it's the same person. I think, the first, as soon as he left, he said, I kind of was able to go out and kind of just ball out. I think the pressure of the organization, being a Laker, win now mentality, while you're trying to develop as a young player, doesn't work out too well for some of these newer players. Like we saw that happen with D'Lo. He said the best thing that could happen to him was to leave the Lakers, and then he flourished as well. But with that being said, I think it ties into that as well as the burden was kind of almost put on his shoulders with Zion being out. Like, hey, you're a go-to guy. Like, this is the time to shine. Like, if you're going to do it, like, let's make a name for yourself right now. He went from the previous season, he was scoring about 18 points a game. He's scoring 24, averaging maybe another extra assist and a half at 4.5. But I think the main thing that was crazy was his free throw shooting was terrible last season. He was shooting about 67%. And this season coming in, he increased it by 20%, 86%, and while shooting the same amount per game, so about 6 attempts a game. So I think that was pretty phenomenal for him to pick that up as well.
JK?
I mean, I'm going to have to basically agree. Like, in the beginning half of the season, everyone was – and partially because of the fact that Zion's been out, everyone was just talking about Brandon Ingram. Now, the only issue that I have with him is ever since Zion did come back, he's been completely – at least you're not hearing his name as much as they used to. And personally, I'm a fan of Brandon Ingram. I like the way that he plays the game. The only person that I would say maybe you can swap him out with is the guy who actually won it last year. And that feels weird. Like, how's the most improved going to win most improved again? Pascal Siakam, like, the Raptors lost their best player, and they haven't gotten any worse, like, in fact, I feel like they've gotten better, and that's partially because of Siakam's just been improving as a player every single game. His numbers haven't improved like how Brandon Ingram's has. It's been slightly better, but at the same time, like, it's not like the same type of jump that Brandon Ingram had. It's just the fact that the team hasn't missed a beat, and I feel like it's because of that player. But overall, I think it's Brandon Ingram. He's going to win it all.
BI.
Yo, there is one guy I kind of just thought about, but Bam.
That's what I was going to say.
I think he should get recognition for what he's done. Like, I think he's killed it. He's kind of he became like was he shooting threes like towards the end, or I don't remember, but
a little bit. My pick was Bam. He has a higher win share. He's a defensive force. He guards pretty much 3 to 5. I think that he's the clear cut. Like, Brandon Ingram for me would be my third place vote. My second place vote would be Luka.
I agree with that, but they won't give it to him. Like, you know how
I understand, but like Luka last year was already balling out. This year he's taking that to the next level, and I get that they won't give it to him, but I think it's Bam. They usually do MIPs for someone that, like, you don't expect to come to that next level, right? Brandon Ingram, in my opinion, has been disappointment up until this point, right? Versus Bam, he's giving you more upside than you thought he might have had from the beginning. So I'm going Bam.
I mean, I agree with you on that. He's also got 2 triple doubles this season. But, like, yeah, that's the thing I hate about this is, like, Luka Doncic was already having a killer first season. And I think if you have a killer first season and you just increase a little bit more, shouldn't be a penalty that it wasn't that big of a jump because he was shooting 50% from mid range and he increased it to 57, and overall his shooting field goal went up like 4%, which for a guy that's already shooting almost 50%, that's insane to have gone up 3-4% versus someone that may have sucked the previous year and then increased it by 15% or whatever, which let's say you went from 30 to 45. That really doesn't matter. You should be there.
But I mean, think about the award. It's called the most improved player.
It wasn't a big enough improvement.
Yeah, like
No, I get it. That's why I'm saying that. That's why I know Luka Doncic won't get it.
Yeah.
I think
I
he
will.
deserves it, but I don't think he wouldn't get it. Basically,
The other reason why I don't think Luka would get it is because I don't know. For me, Luka's in the top 5 for MVP voting. Like he's gonna be in top 5 of MVP voting. Like people are giving him third place votes for sure.
Yeah.
I mean that like kind of is like you're kind of MVP. I mean like it's like I don't know. Yeah, you got better, but like you got so much better that's not an MIP level kind of thing. It's a MVP level. I don't know. Maybe that's why. So wait, you guys all say BI, Brandon Ingram. That's who should get it and who's gonna get it.
yeah.
I think he's gonna end up getting it, but I think Bam should get it. He also won the skills challenge. As a big man, what the hell?
Dude, he's an athlete, man. I mean, he was playing like that at University of Kentucky before he even got into the NBA, and his game is only going further and developing more.
So yeah, I think the thing I like about him is that he's not like a Julius Randle or whatever, where he just pushes the ball up the court, right? Like I think the big men are starting to become that, where Draymond Green, those guys can push it, but more so probably Draymond Green does this, where they can run half court sets as well. He's smart enough to run a set versus just push the ball, run down the court, slam it. He can do both. I think that's huge, you know.
Miami has stumbled into a few of these University of Kentucky players, like who aren't like lottery picks, but who have ended up actually being huge steals. Tyler Hero, the guy that they drafted this past year, he's a beast. Like he's killing it. He's in some of these categories of consideration for Rookie of the Year and whatnot. That guy was right off the bat, like summer league, he was going off and draining threes, and he's maintained that throughout the year. And Bam, obviously, I don't think he was a lottery pick. I forget where he got drafted. A first rounder for sure. But they stumbled into him and they stumbled into Tyler, and both of them have been awesome contributors to that team. Which is why Spoelstra is in the Coach of the Year conversation in the first place, is because of those two players.
Yeah, he was a 14th pick. So.
Yeah.